We're rolling.
Kia ora and good afternoon. I'm Inspector Vicki Walker, the Aoraki Area Commander. I've prepared a statement to read and I'll answer your questions after. So today, due to a favourable break in the weather, a helicopter was deployed this morning as part of the search for the 3 missing climbers on Aoraki Mt Cook. The search for the men had originally commenced on Monday following a report that they were overdue. For the most of the week, searches have been hampered by treacherous and dangerous weather. Today, a helicopter crew was able to be deployed and discovered further climbing-related items on the mountain. This included a top and energy gels. Earlier this week, we located a jacket and an ice axe. All of these objects were retrieved by a crew operating from the helicopter. While we cannot confirm that the property belongs to the men, we believe that it does. This afternoon, a 2-person drone team was deployed by helicopter to a safe area on the mountain. Based on the footage from the drone, we can see evidence where the climbers had begun to traverse the slopes beneath the Zabergan Ridge. This evidence includes footprints and the items that we've mentioned that we have retrieved. It is now 5 days since the trio was reported overdue. Reviewing the number of days the climbers have been missing, no communication, the items we have received, and our reconnaissance today, we do not believe that the men have survived. We believe they have taken a fall. This is certainly not the news we wanted to share today. First and foremost, we're thinking of the men's families in the United States and Canada and the wider climbing community, friends, and we've spoken to them today, and as you'd expect, it is not the phone call they wanted to receive. Myself and the team are devastated for them. We all wanted a positive result. Police is now formally following a process to suspend our active search. However, we remained poised to reactivate our search if we receive fresh information or credible reports or sightings, especially from the climbing community. In terms of any recovery, its feasibility will be carefully considered and managed. I know that finding the men will be what the family wants. We are now formally advising the coroner of our belief that the climbers did not survive this fall. I'd really like to thank the teams who have given their all to this search. Thank you.
Vicki, what's the next step in the process from here? You briefly mentioned a recovery operation.
So at this stage, any recovery operation would be considered dependent on the information that we receive. At this stage, we are suspending the search.
So there are no plans to go back up the mountain at any time?
Not at this stage. As I said, if we have credible sightings or information to follow up, we will reconsider that and make a decision from there.
When you say you've determined that there was a fall involved, do you believe that was on their way up to the summit or coming down?
Yes, that's correct. Up to the summit.
Okay, and can you just explain the items again that were found, and do you have those items now?
Yes, we're in possession of those items. So on Monday it was an ice axe and a jacket, and today we've located a further top and some energy gels. My apologies.
Sorry, I just asked you to repeat that. So are you in possession of the items, and can you just explain what they are again?
Yes, not a problem. Sorry. So yes, we are in possession of those items. Today we found a top and some energy gels, and on Monday we found a jacket and an ice axe.
What was the reaction from the families when you had to make that phone call?
They're understandably devastated.
Did they have plans to come to New Zealand? Will police stay in touch with them?
So we'll continue to liaise with them. There's still a lot of work to be done. Not sure of any plans at this stage, but we'll certainly assist and keep in touch with them as the investigation proceeds for the coroner.
Did the weather close in again like you'd anticipated, and did it make today's effort a week challenging?
So we were actually very lucky. The weather is going to close in this afternoon, but we were afforded a window of opportunity to operate in safely.
So alongside those items, I just wanted to clarify, was there any signs of anything else, or what were the conditions maybe around those items like?
So there were no signs of other items, otherwise we would have secured them, and they're in an alpine environment that's on a snow slope.
Were they partially buried, or did it look like there'd been a weather event that had come through?
Look, to my understanding, they were visible from the helicopter, so they were on the surface of the snow.
So this particular part where you think the fall's taken place, can you just also explain that environment to people who haven't obviously seen those pictures?
Yeah, so to my understanding, the climbers made their way on the snow slope underneath the Zebrugan Ridge and were intending to cross across a face, and that's where we believe they have taken that fall.
You wouldn't know if they were all sort of together at the time or clipped together, or?
I'm sorry, we don't have that information.
Where the items were found, is that a location that can be accessed by climbers should more information come to light?
So it's possible that climbers, we've got 2 or 3 weeks of the climbing season still at Aoraki Mt Cook. It is possible that climbers may see items of interest. Typically, a lot of climbers will take some really good photography gear up to the summit, and they may take photographs or locate items that we can then assess and reassess any potential recovery.
Would you put the message out there for climbers if they're attempting that climb and if they come across certain items to report it to the police?
Yeah, they certainly will, yeah.
Inspector, what kind of information are you expecting to recommence the search? Like, what should that information contain for the police and the search parties to go up the mountain?
So we'll assess any information we receive based on any reports from people in the area or any other information that we can assess gives us cause to reconsider searching.
And what were the conditions like today when the drone operators were up there?
So they enabled us to put in a safe zone up on the mountain our drone operators in a safe manner. So when we do that, we find a safe area, we pretty much make it very contained and put a safety officer up there so that we can actually access that area.
And sorry, could you please repeat what was the evidence that the drone found? You said footprints and...
So there's footprints across that snow slope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The point where do the footprints stop, or what's the beginning and the ending of the
Yeah, so that's where we come to. So we've got a footprints at the beginning, but nothing that's continued on.
Were there any signs of an avalanche that might have...
I'm not aware of signs of an